Hello players, welcome to another wonderful game that was played between Alexey Shirov and Arnaud Hauchard. This game was played in 1990. Alexey Shirov was one of the very strongest players at that period of time. In this game, Shirov had used the white pieces whereas Arnaud used the black pieces. The ending will be very interesting, so I suggest you to watch the entire video without skipping for a second. The game starts with d4, queen pawn opening, followed by knight f6, then c4 and c5, then d5 followed by b5. This is Benko gambit. C cross b5 and a6, then b6 followed by d6. Some people might be interested in capturing this pawn, but in that case the opponent's development will be very good and the bishop will be able to sit comfortably in a6 square, which will be a problem for white to open his e file, as the white bishop can be exchanged and the king will lose its castling power. So white preferred to move a step ahead instead of capturing this pawn. Now knight c3 and knight bd7, a4 queen cross b6, then a5 queen c7. Now e4 strengthening the center and g6, f4 and bishop g7, then bishop c4, black castles on his king side. Then knight f3 and rook e8. Now white castles and then e5. Now d cross e6. White makes an en passant move. Then f cross e6. Now knight g5. This pawn is now under attack by two pieces, so black brings another support, knight f8. Now white plays f5. The real problem is black cannot move this pawn as the king is behind. So the pawn is pinned at this square. Black is now worried about this knight sitting at a very dangerous zone, so he wants to kick this knight away. So he plays h6, but white was not at all worried about this knight. He played e5. This knight is under attack now, so black played d cross e5. Now white's knight is still under attack, but he didn't care about that knight. Instead he played f cross g6. This was such a brilliant move, you will realize its importance in some time. Black thought like white had blundered and captured this knight happily. Then bishop cross g5. This knight is now under attack by two pieces, but only one piece is protecting this knight. So black needs to provide one more protection. He plays knight 8 d7. Now queen f3. There is an attack on this rook and so the rook moves to a7. Then rook a d1. Now black is worried about this king's position. The king's side is extremely weak and the opponent's rook and a queen are ready to attack. So black plays queen b7 in order to exchange the queens. But obviously white doesn't want to exchange, so he plays queen h3. Now this pawn is under attack, so black plays queen c6. From this point the game becomes very interesting, so please watch carefully. White has already sacrificed a whole knight and he is ready to sacrifice another knight by playing knight d5, then e cross d5 and rook cross d5. Now this rook cannot be captured by this knight as queen h7 will be a checkmate. Now black's king is at serious trouble due to this open check, so king moves to f8. Now queen h7, the knight cannot capture this queen due to this rook. Now black plays rook e6, then bishop h6. Black cannot capture this bishop as queen f7 will be a checkmate. So black cannot save his bishop at this point. He needs to save his king first. So he moves to e8, then queen cross g7. Now black thought it's very safe to capture this rook and he played knight cross d5. But now the real problem starts for black. Queen h8 check, king e7, then g7. White is going to promote another queen at this point of time. Black did not worry about that. He played rook cross h6. He thought like even white promoted this queen, the another queen will be gone and he would be at a much better position than white after all the exchanges happened. Shirov had other plans. He made a spectacular move by sacrificing his another rook by playing rook f7 check. At this point the king cannot move here due to this queen. The king cannot come to this 6th rank as well. Then queen cross rook and king cross rook and queen cross queen. Black will be in a big trouble. If black plays something like this in order to protect this queen, then queen cross rook, then king c7, queen cross queen, king cross queen, and white will be able to promote a new queen. So in this situation black is forced to accept this rook sacrifice. Now white promotes a queen. That promotion comes with a check. So the king must react for that check. Now he plays king e7. Then queen d8 check and black resigned the game immediately since there was no way to capture this queen with the rook as black had planned initially. Now the black's king must move and this queen can come to g7 to attack the king. That's the reason this rook will not be able to capture this queen and white would be left with two powerful queens on the board. Obviously there was no hope left for black to continue the game further and so he resigned. I really hope you all enjoyed this game. If you did, please hit the like button. If you are watching my video for the first time, I recommend you to subscribe to my channel right now for more interesting vintage games like this. Let's meet in another battle. Thank you.